The Wild Robot is not a culturally aligned movie. The story itself actually redefines our society. It doesn't just try to pretend it's something else. It admits it for what it is and then reshapes it and redefines it as the film goes. I don't know if you realize this, but in the very first scenes of The Wild Robot, we don't enter into a feel-good movie about this perfect society that anybody can be anything and we should just party because that's what unites us. Instead, it actually starts in this war-torn, ravaged wilderness.
Just ask.
We meet this character that we come to know as Roz, awaken in this super hostile environment. And I can tell you, the first time that I watched this movie, I was genuinely taken aback by just how many punches they were not willing to pull.
Detected.
The awareness, at least in this movie, in this society, that it is eat or be eaten, it is survive, these animals kill each other, and this robot does not fit in. It is such a great foundation for the story that they want to tell in this movie. There will be spoilers for this movie. If you haven't seen it, it came out in 2024. I think it was slept on by a lot of people. I saw it pretty recently for the first time, and man, the storytelling that they have at DreamWorks right now, the writers, whoever is behind the scene, like, bravo to you guys. I think you guys are freaking crushing it, and your stories are carrying your animation studio.
Tell your people not to worry.
The Wild Robot doesn't just follow one overarching story. It ebbs and flows with the realities of the ups and downs of life, because it's not just trying to get to one conclusion, get to one point. It gives you all these different sections of Roz's discovery of life. It's not just about this character who's trying to get this item and then the item does the thing at the end and that's the end of the movie. No, it's a character genuinely trying to just find a task, but it does so well. It does so well in its pacing, in its engagement, how it builds the characters. Like, the robot Roz at the beginning of the film does not speak the language of the animals, and so it literally has a scene of her just sitting and learning and hearing all the languages that are being spoken by the animals until she can fully translate it. And it's like, wow, that's very creative. That is actually super creative. I know this is based on another story. This is based on like an actual book. So I haven't read the book. I don't know how much they pulled from the book in the movie, but it's fully thought through and complex. With the foundation of this savage and wild world, the main character definitely stumbles into their goal. She ends up killing this goose family, and then there's this one little baby, and she becomes its mom. Because this character is so adaptable, the story itself is adaptable. When Roz gets a task to be a mom, she initially finds out, okay, what are the steps we need to get this baby to be grown? And when she starts the journey of life, when she starts this relationship with this goose she names Brightbill, she starts to change. There is a real reality as humans. When we start head knowledge, we start with just this task. We want to get to this career, we want to get to this job or whatever. If you're logical thinking, which I'm very logical, you just start to follow the natural steps that your desire takes you to. If you're going in the right mindset, that you're willing to, again, navigate and ebb and flow between the ups and downs, you might find yourself on a completely different trajectory. Maybe one thing just becomes so much more meaningful and profound, and you kind of start to change, and it's not as much of you and just your thoughts and your desires and your ambitions. It becomes something more heart-centered that you start to engage as you just live your life. To see that in a robot, to see that in somebody who is programmed to do a task and yet finds themselves loving this baby, this child, becoming a mom and really caring about something, it is an amazing contrast. Really coming to know somebody or something in such a deep way that you love them that much. My wife used to volunteer at this school that was at this church. I would go just to kind of, be around, hang out with her, and I was around these kids. At first it was like, I didn't connect in a sense because I don't really know why. But as I was there for prolonged periods of time, I started to grow like a fondness and a love and appreciation for these children. And it started to grow this peace in my heart that grounded me so much in that place, that place started to feel like home. That place started to feel like I might want to sacrifice more than I ever thought I'd want to sacrifice in that place because of all I was pouring into those kids and doing stuff outside of the school, obviously. Even when you live your life, you have to be ready for those kind of things to happen, because the greatest things in life will come as you are pursuing your greatest desire. you'll start to see the hidden things that are not headline news, but are foundational explosions, if that makes sense. Roz finds this when she is parenting Brightbill. It shows itself in many ways, like when she first meets him, when he first hatches, and she has that face-to-face encounter, and she's just glowing this bright red that we come to know as where her heart is. Man, it will get you a tearjerker too. There's a moment when she finally lets him go to a migration. He learns how to fly. She technically completed her task, and she should just be like, okay, I'm gonna return to factory. That's what my desire says I should do by myself. That's what I'm programmed to do. But it's this unspoken moment where she's like, she cares so much that she's not the same person anymore. She's not the same robot. And man, yo, that gets me. Like, not gonna lie. Back to what I said at the beginning, this movie isn't just a movie about parenting. It's not. It ebbs and flows with all these different things in which this world naturally brings. And one of the big ones was about the savagery of it all and the way the animals would treat each other, basically, and that it was just eat or be eaten. There was no community, there was no communication, there was no love. Why I say that this movie really redefines culture, really redefines and reshapes our society, is because that is our society. Our world is filled with a bunch of people that want to take care of themselves, and they don't really care if it gets messy along the way. Obviously, we don't want to break the law. We don't want to do anything that's going to get us in jail or whatever. But when it comes to getting your desire met, most of the time, that's number one, whatever it might be. Some of us have grown up with better, mindsets that have brought us more like maybe just even family-oriented community. But even beyond your family, would you sacrifice yourself for a stranger? That's what this movie explains. That's our society. Like, no, we really wouldn't naturally. That acknowledgement gives the movie the ability to actually speak about a real issue. And it actually comes through a robot that's just wanting to serve. It comes through a single person that's at a location to serve that location.
Because of her. The thing. The monster. Well, her name is Roz. And while you all ran from her and stole from her and made fun of her, all she's been trying to do is raise her kid.
There's a big snowstorm, and Roz goes out and starts to find all these animals and bring them together. And when it was just her close family unit, now it became actually about something even bigger, which is about the society as a whole, and how one person in their sacrifice and what they want to give up for others can start to bring everybody together when there's a greater need, when there's a reason for it. We see the reflection of our society start to change in how the animals see Roz having taken care of this runt of a goose, which I didn't mention, but Brightbill's like this runt that nobody in this nature would ever say is worthwhile, is worth actually caring about. And this robot that just doesn't know anything, that's just trying to serve and complete its task, stuck with this thing when nobody else would. It actually kind of convicts and shows them like, hey, we should be better. We should do things better. That foothold of service seen so blatantly opens that door in their heart for transformation. It's not really like an easy thing, and obviously it is in the movie because there's a need for it, because if they don't, they're all just gonna die. So that has a factor into play in it. It's a matter of timing. It's a matter of the environmental collective conflicts that bring them together. Like, who's to say down the road, they won't split up again? Well, when the conflict leaves that brings them together, there's still the person that's carrying them and supporting them and reminding them that we should stay like this, that we should stay as a unit, that we should stay as a unified island that's there to look out for each other. When the trial passes, because they genuinely got that heart lesson, then they can cling to even Roz, the robot, who is then able to maintain that unity. They trust and they admire and they honor the greatest servant in their island. That full-on sacrifice of parenthood, of service to the community, of defending and honoring and respecting the environment around them, the nature, the animals. It transformed the entire society of the island into something that it was not. And this scene, particularly at the end, is almost like a reflection of what is actually happening. Like, we are the ones watching the movie. It shows these people watching the story of Roz, now telling the story of Roz, and it's like what we are actually experiencing on the other ends of our screen. create something that's meant to inspire us, that's meant to encourage us, that's meant to say, hey, let's not be these people that are savage and all for ourselves, but let's be somebody that can be like Roz, that can change and serve and affect the people around them and just transform our own society.
Jack the Mac!
Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jack McIntyre. I'm a writer, storyteller, and filmmaker. I believe that films should mean more than just quick entertainment, but are meant to serve others through grounded storytelling and universal truths. If you'd like to support this vision, please consider subscribing. I have a lot of other videos that you might enjoy. I think you should check them out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.